past. Good evening, Darts Farm. Wake the union, sound the alarm. They're storming the gates of the old city farm. So I won't go down to the company town no more. Wolves in the night are circling the flock, and shepherds honing the knives on the block. So I won't go down to the company town no more. They're singing and dancing up on the hill, but here in the street we're paying the bills for wheelers and dealers, fixers and spies, peddling their wares, they're telling their lies. So I won't go down to company town no more. Smart money's leaving, it's heading out east, but they're sailing right into the heart of the beast. So I won't go down to the company town no more. Call out the Coast Guard, send up the flare. There's an iceberg coming, but no one cares. So I won't go down to the company town no more. But here below deck looks like nothing has changed, but the books have been cooked and the chairs rearranged. So I'm in a lifeboat over the side, pulling away on the sweet morning tide. And I won't go down to company town no more. Participation time. Try this. Ba 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 da ba da da. Ba 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 da. Do 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 do. This party's over and it's hurting like hell. So here's one lost soul that won't be found when the trumpet peal of judgment sounds. I won't go down to the company town no more. Company town. I'd like a slightly richer monitor, please, Chris. I know that sounds like a bizarre public school instruction, but it's not. Better than asking for a bit more bottom in the monitor, isn't it? Yeah, just slightly richer. We're going to sing a song called Roots. It's great that the guys have got you vocally warmed up, and because this is a bit of a stretch. Goes all the way back to a comment that Kim Howells made in 2001, that his idea of hell was 3 Somerset folk singers in a local pub. He was talking in the House of Parliament at the time and responsible for the licensing laws to do with live music. So this song came out of an article for the Western Morning News. They gave me a call. Ralph McTell wasn't in. Seth was otherwise engaged. Any other folkies we can think of in the West Country to comment? You were out. Miranda was still living in Lincolnshire at the time. Yeah, this song came out. It's been 25 years or more I've roamed the land from shore to shore. Time to tame ourselves into dens, more to bay or peak to fan. Played in cafe and pub and bar, stood in the streets with my own guitar. But I'd be richer than all the rest if I had a pound for each request. For Julian Barrington's American Pie, it's enough to make you cry. Rule Britannia, swing low, are the only songs the English know. Seed, bud, flower, fruit, the never gonna grow without their roots. Branch and stem and shoot. What do we need? We need roots. After the speeches, when the cake's been cut, disco's over, bar is shut. A birthday, christening, wedding or wake, what can we sing till the morning breaks? For the Indian, Asian, Afro-Celt, it's in the blood below the belt. Singing and dancing all night long. What have they got right, we've got wrong. Seed, bud, flower, fruit, never gonna grow without their roots. Ratch, stem and shoot. We need roots and haul away, boys, let them go. Out in the wind and the rain and snow, we lost more than we'll ever know. Round the rocky shores of England, come on, haul away, boys, let them go. In the wind and rain, out in the wind and the rain and snow, we lost more than we'll ever know. Round the rocky shores of England, we need a road. Said his vision of hell is 3 folk singers in a pub near Wells. I got a vision of urban sprawl and pubs where no one ever sings at all, and everyone stares at a great big screen. Overpaid soccer star, prancing teen, Australian soul, American rap, history, English, baseball cap. And we learn to be ashamed before we walk, but the way we look, the way we talk, but without story and without song. How will we know where we've come from? I lost St. George in the Union Jack. It's my flag, I want it back. Seed, bud, flower, fruit, never gonna grow without their roots. Branch, stem, shoot. All away, boys, wind and rain. Well sung, thank you. Well, this year, unlike last summer's festival season, the sun came out. It seemed really late June, about the time of Glastonbury Festival. The the sun came out and the summer sort of began properly for once. And I suppose an event like tonight is sort of marking that transition time with wood smoke in the air. It'd be nice if you said this. I promise you warm nights. Come on.
I promise you
Long days.
I promise you
A summer twilight.
I promise you
Soft waves. Ah, but first we must bear the winter. I promise you, blue sky.
I promise you
Are the rolling moors.
I promise you
A barefoot sunrise.
and I promise you
An open door. Ah, but first
we must bear the winter.
Cole,
Yeah.
got any spare strings?
Yeah.
A D string, please, mate.
How much?
If you want another support gig. Oh, there. Sorry, Cole. Sorry, Cole. Sorry, I thought you said switchboard. Sometimes this show gets so professional.
I thought that was the slickest changeover we've done for almost a year.
Yeah,
Seamless.
I quite liked it myself.
I liked it myself.
Yeah.
Bug it off.
Yeah.
You liked it when the guitar stopped?
Yeah.
Right. Do you know Miranda now sells her own make of marmalade? You do know that? You've got some.
We had a jar on board this week.
It also doubles as hair product. Miranda's marmalade. Itchy kitchy, Okay. We're going to sing a song by Bruce Springsteen, not that he does any of ours. But he does. And people ask us occasionally we do lots of local radio. Was anybody here yesterday morning?
Yes.
At least 2 people. Did a little interview with John Govia. Local radio, John's great, but some of them don't really know their stuff, and they ask us, what's all this folk music about? So we tend to say it's about songs that deal with the lives of ordinary people and just lay out a story. And Bruce Springsteen does this in an amazing way for North American working people. In a little steel town in the northeast called Youngstown.
Children made my pay. Smokestacks floating like the arms of God into a beautiful sky of Satantalay. In Youngstown, in Youngstown, I see Jenny, I'm sitting down here in Youngstown. Well, my daddy came on the Ohio Works. He came on from World War II. Now it's all scrap and rubble. He said the big boys did what Hitler he couldn't do. These mills, they built the tanks and bombs. They won this country's wars. Sent our boys to Korea and Vietnam, wondering what they were fighting for. To the Mississippi Iron Range, through the coal mines of Appalachia, oh, the story is still the same. 700 tons a little day. You tell me something's changed. Well, once I made you rich enough to forget my name. In Youngstown, in Youngstown, my sweet journey, I'm sinking down here in Youngstown. When I die, the wonder part of heaven would not suit me well. I pray that the devil comes and takes me down to the fiery furnaces
You may have heard of the renowned Victorian folk song collector Cecil Sharp. He went off to the Appalachian Mountains 100 years ago and found in these little communities a whole fund of English folk songs, untouched for generations. And he came back with a whole collection. But in one very bleak and barren and God-forsaken place, inhabited by unfriendly, hostile people, think Columpton. He met this African-American lady called Maria Tomes. She gave him one song for his collection, but this song suggests there may have been others. So we put some words in her mouth, we'll put some words in yours for this song. It goes like this. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sir. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sir. Welcome to these parts, sir. They call me Amaria. Try it. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sir. Come on. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sir. Welcome to these parts, sir. They call me Amaria. Listen to my song, sir. Listen to my song, sir. It won't take you long. Sit right down with me. My brother works in the mines, sir. My brother works in the mines, sir. Down where the sun don't shine. All on his hands and knees. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sing now. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sir. Welcome to these parts, sir. They call me Amaria. Hey, Mr. Sharp, sir. Welcome to these parts, sir. They call me Amaria. My sister, she died young, sir. My sister, she died young, sir. Bells of glory road, way back in '93. My daddy was a slave. My daddy was a slave, sir. It's much too late to sing that war of liberty. Hey, hello, Mr. Sharp, sing. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sir. Welcome to these parts, sir. They call me Amaria. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sir. Mr. Sharp, sir. Welcome to these parts, sir. They call me Amaria. Lots more folk like me, sir. Lots more folk like me, sir. Why don't you come and see? And then I'll let you play. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sir. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sir. Welcome to these parts, sir. Call me Amaria. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sir. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sir. Welcome to these parts, sir. Hello, sir. One more time. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sir. Hello, Mr. Sharp, sir. Welcome to these parts, sir. They call me Amaria. My encounters with the cold callers is getting out of hand now. It began in a very sort of jovial way with a power supply company who asked me what I was paying for my electricity. And I decided to be somebody else. And I said, well, I'm not paying nothing, it's brilliant. He said, well, forgive me, but you must be paying something. I said, no, my brother-in-law, he's been wiring up the farm next door. I've patched into him, so I don't suppose you could match that, could you? And he hung up. And I started to enjoy these little encounters. then the lady from Everest Double Glazing, she said, would you be in need of replacement doors and windows? I said, well, they might do, darling, but I just broke in, didn't I? She obviously didn't realise she'd phoned Exmouth. Anyway, I said, I did a bit of damage when I forced my way in, so why don't you give them a call in a couple of weeks? She actually said she'd phone back. So it's all going very well. And then a guy phoned and he said, who provides your electricity and gas? I said, well, it's like there's a bit of a wire in the pipe thing. And he said, well, you know you could get the same company to provide both. I said, well, how does that work then? Because one's like electric, isn't it? The other's a gas. And he said, no, let me explain. And he could see his life and career unfolding before him. And I said, well, how's it going to work? Because electric's like the cables, isn't it? And the gas comes like through another pipe. How can you get the same thing done, the same thing? He said, no. What I'm trying to explain is you can get the same provider to provide both. I said, well, I know what you're saying, but it's like this different thing, isn't it? If I put some match to the plug, it's going to be like... somewhere in some office he went, put the phone down. And I was in such, character by then, I was like, how bloody rude that was. She was speaking to his mother. So next time you do get the call, just have a bit of fun and be somebody else. Be this slightly bewildered Devon farmer who works a tree. So when Kim Howells was talking about his idea of hell, the three Somerset folk singers, the sort of song he was talking about is this one called The Blue Cockade, which is a classic English folk song. This version is from Dorset, and the versions vary according to which county they were collected in. This is there's a version from Yorkshire called The White Cockade. And the setup is the same. He gets drunk with some soldiers and has to go and tell his sweetheart that he's off for a year and a half, and her reaction does vary. In Yorkshire, the version is like, oh, never thee mind, pet, I'll silly. And the Dorset version, well, sod you, you loser. But it's a beautiful melody, and the melodies are constant. And Cecil Sharp found these sort of songs on his collections, but you could find them 100 years ago. The Blue Cockade. On one Monday's morning, as I crossed o'er the moors, I little thought of listening till the soldiers did me cross. The company enticed me to drink their health all around, and the bounty, they gave me 5 guineas and a crown. Now my head's full of drink, love, and I didn't think of you. And now I'm forced to go and join the orange and the blue. Our ship, it waits at anchor to take a flowing tide. But I'll return, love, I'll return, love, I'll return. In the springtime, when I make you my bride.
So early the next morning, before the break of day,
Is it sparkling? We've had some disasters. This is pleasantly still as opposed to unpleasantly still. That's interesting. And there is indeed a helpline. What can go wrong? This new record we made, Wake the Union, the idea behind it was to balance all these English influences like that last song and all the American influences in our music. And we were putting the album together just exactly a year ago, the final touches. And a friend of ours in Topsham, Chris Hoagland, he said, well, I wrote a song after seeing some news footage following Hurricane Katrina. And he saw this YouTube footage of this guy who's stopped by a reporter as he's wandering the streets. And very briefly, she tries to interview him. He says, I got to find my wife. And he said, the reporter says, what do you mean? He said, I couldn't hold on to her. I got to find her. And he just rushes away and leaves her sort of completely distraught. It's quite famous, this footage now, but Chris turned it into this wonderful song called Katrina, and we recorded it at Highfield Barn, about a mile away. And it was on a night where there was a storm blowing up the estuary and the rain was rattling on the roof, and we opened all the doors and windows and put the mics out and sampled these sounds to add as a backdrop to this song. So we'll sing you this song now called Katrina. It goes like this. We never saw her coming till it was too late. Some may call it arrogance, and others call it fate. But in my darkest moments, I never did foresee what fell the day Katrina took my love from me. We clambered on the rooftops and held on for our life. We didn't heed the warnings, her protests we denied, until the sea became the land and land became the sea. On that day, Katrina took my love from me. One moment, she was in my arms. The next, she'd broken free. And so it was, Katrina, you took my love. Don't put your trust in leaders, engineers and fools. They built the levees, drained the swamps. They broke all nature's rules. And never did they stop to think how bad the worst can be. Till the day Katrina took my love from me. The waters have receded now, once more this city hums. They say they'll mend the levees, but my heart is cold and numb. There's emptiness inside me where my sweetheart used to be. Since the day, Katrina, you took my love from me. The song is the title track of the album before last, AIG, Arrogance, Ignorance and Greed. And taking a swipe at the bonus culture, a way of life that, like some long distant folk song occupation, is no longer with us, of course. We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey. Hey. I wanted was a home and a roof over my head, somewhere I could call my own, feel safer in my bed. There was a storm of money raining down, it only washed the ground. With a loan I took, I can't repay, but the pot of gold you found. Hey! And every drop you start to feed. With what? With your arrogance, your ignorance and greed. I never was a careful man, spent more than I paid. But those with a little something saved, they are the ones you betrayed. With those bonuses and expenses you shoveled down your throat, now you bit the hand that fed you. So Fred, I hope you choke. Hey! And every drop you stop to feed. With what? With your arrogance, your ignorance and greed. You're on your yacht, we're on our knees. For your arrogance, your ignorance and greed. Now the toxic spring you tapped and sold, poisoned all our watering holes. Your probity you betrayed for gold. Now, unlike a lot of people in this genre, when we think we've got a song that's got a bit of mileage, we tend to make a video, little promo. Our first ever one we made here, Darts Farm, Country Life, up the road in Edford, with some well-known local people pretending to play instruments. And we made a promo for this one, Country Life, AIG. We took these projectors to the City of London and projected images of ourselves performing all over the side of the Bank of England and the Lloyd's building and Barclays. And these guys dressed up as monkeys went running around throwing cash everywhere. And everything was going well till the police arrived. And we discovered that the image of a building, the actual shape, is a copyright item. And you need permission before you can project yourself on it. Anyway, we got the video completed and put it on YouTube. They had about 30,000 hits or so. And after 50,000, people can take out advertising at the beginning. So at the beginning of our AIG video, projected all over the city, there's a little ad that's been taken out by Barclays Bank, which we thought was entirely apt. When a working man stands in line, the market sets his pride. You've got no feather bed or golden egg, and no one pays him twice. Now where's your thrift, your caution, and your honest sound advice, as you dealt yourself a winning hand, and you loaded every dice. At every trough you start to feed your arrogance, your ignorance and greed. You're on your yacht, we're on our knees. Your arrogance, your ignorance and greed. So I pray one day we might be free from the effects of the absolute indifference, the avarice and incompetence of your arrogance, your ignorance, your greed. Golden sack, being rubbing, all the essence, and the rest. At least we're all in it together, that's a compliment.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be home, isn't it, Howard? We've just spent a week before the mast, and lots of fun it has. But if I've missed anything, it's the dulcet tones of our wonderful bass player, the wonderful Miranda Sykes.